Welcome back to another video. It is Wednesday evening. It has just gone 5 p.m. It is boiling here again today, so I'm not really looking forward to training in this heat. I've got SBD today. I've got secondary squats, which is a top set of 5 of comp squat and then some high bar back offs. I've got very light 3x5 on comp bench, and then I've got primary deadlifts and then just some lower body accessories after. Really looking forward to the session, to be honest. I mean, I am tired. My energy levels are pretty low today, but that's not a problem. It's kind of normal for me midweek, especially with adjusting to sleeping with the puppy. She actually, to be fair, only woke up 15 minutes before my alarm today, which was fantastic. But I did go to bed later last night, which does not help me. So sleep deprived today, but overall I'm feeling good. I do feel like I've struggled a little bit with appetite today, like I've been a bit hungrier today. My body weight is also still like a kilo up on where it was last week, which is really frustrating. I think it is partly just the heat. I think I'm retaining a little bit more, plus like the general stress. I was on annual leave last week, back to work this week, general stress of kind of catching up after annual leave, other projects and stuff that I'm looking at, that sort of thing. And I'm not worried about it, like it is what it is. It's just frustrating because like I'm out for a meal tomorrow, so I know that I'm then gonna have another fluctuation up, which obviously is just a temporary thing, but it's just frustrating when I had such a good string of losses. But I am very much expecting like a bit of a gain this week, and then hopefully we'll just continue the losses again from next week. But either way, I'm still ahead of where we expected me to be at this point, so it's not the end of the world. In the last video, I mentioned that I was tempted to kind of look further into higher frequency training. And I said about the fact that there's been part of me that has, since it became a thing, or not became a thing, like it's been a thing for forever, like it's always been a style of training. And I remember when I was younger, like I used to love running small for my bench and that sort of thing. But since kind of Agatha has been speaking about it and her coach has been speaking about it more, and he did a seminar a few years ago, something in my brain has been telling me to try it. And I'm not gonna lie, I went on a deep dive today. I went through a lot of content I've already listened to. I went through the seminar that her coach did. I kind of started looking at my own training and figuring out kind of how I'd space things out throughout the week. And I think I might just try it. Like I really think I might just try it after this block. I think what I'm doing is fine. I am conscious of the fact that I've only just taken over my training again. And I don't want to sit here and just make changes for the sake of making changes when things are working. But I'm not set on doing British in December. British is going to be, I think, 15 weeks away at the end of this block. So it's like 17 weeks away roughly, which is plenty of time anyway. And yeah, I'm not actually excited by the prospect of doing it. So I might not even do it this year, which gives me even more time to basically just trial things, trial something different. I think the novelty of training in a different way would also be fun. So yeah, it's something I'm highly considering, highly considering. And if I do decide to do it, I will of course document it properly and like actually go through how I'm doing it, what changes I'm making. Obviously it's gonna be a gradual process as well. Like I'm not gonna jump straight in and go from my current split of squatting twice a week, deadlifting twice a week, benching 4 times to 6 times of everything. That would be silly, especially with my hamstring issue, if that's not fully healed yet, and the pec injury / like irritation I've had as well. Obviously it would be a case of doing this very sensibly, but there is a fairly high chance that I might just go for it. Like in my head, I'm like, what have you got to lose? If you're excited by this prospect of training in this style, what have you got to lose? Also, I'm sensible. I know my body. I know if there's red flags, I will listen to them and adjust stuff. But also, as a coach, it's going to expand my kind of knowledge base by actually like I've done a lot of research into this style of training already. Like anytime I see content around different styles of training, I always absorb it and I take it in. And I think actually actively applying this to myself and using myself as a guinea pig will help me further like unlock things as well in terms of knowledge for other people that I then work with, obviously. So it is something I am considering quite strongly, but we will see, I don't think I've got any other updates though. Like life is just kind of normal at the moment, nothing stressful, nothing crazy, just plodding along as always. Frustrated by the body weight not dropping this week / going up quite a lot this week, but it is what it is. Looking forward to just having a meal out tomorrow night, which means I probably won't really track tomorrow. I generally track the food that I have outside of the meal out, but I've already got meals prepped for breakfast and lunch tomorrow, so I'm probably just gonna have those and then kind of whatever I fancy for kind of dinner and just have a nice relaxing night. I have got to train after the meal out, which is fine because it's my really light tempo bench tomorrow and just like a few upper accessories that aren't anything too strenuous. But I feel like I'm gonna feel really bloated and not enjoy that. It's fine. But yeah, no other update.
Let it go. 얼어붙어 like whoa. 띵하고 어지러워. I see. 한여름에 더 나은 겨울. Yeah, girl, you're cold-blooded. Yeah, 너와 있을 때 I swear 제가 먼저 zero 폭설한 그 children 꿈에도 I wasn't aware 나만 빼고 넌 모두에게 참 친절해 배신감이 들어 단판이 돼도 머릿속을 흔드는 ibuprofen 그만해 it's time to stop 승부욕을 자극하는 style yeah. 알면서도 마음이 자꾸 내게 가 안만 빠져버릴까 If you want me back I'll tell you I'm sorry If you want me back I'll tell you stop trying Yeah, yeah, you got me Let it go 얼어붙어 like whoa 띵하고 어지러워 I see 한여름에도 너겨 Yeah, girl, you're cold-blooded Yeah, girl, you're cold-blooded Yeah, yeah, yeah Girl, you're cold-blooded Girl, you're cold Girl, you're cold-blooded I'm like frozen 뭐야 모두 stress은 gotta let it go 했어 소개팅 데이팅 어플 다 깔아 또 보았어 반대가 끌린대 opposites attract Don't know about me and you yeah we fell into the cracks Yeah 갖고 너네 no cap 왜 나는 보여 what's happening 객관적일 수가 없이 이미 game white flag and waving fast Yeah I'm leaving back but 말은 don't 너만 보면 나도 내 맘 I don't know 이건 love a relationship 헷갈리기만 해 girl I'll tell you I'm sorry If you want me back I'll tell you stop trying Yeah, yeah, you got me Let it go 얼어붙어 like whoa 띵하고 어지러워 I see 한여름에도 너겨 Girl, you're cold-blooded Let it go 얼어붙어 like whoa 띵하고 어지러워 I see 한여름에도 너겨 Yeah, girl, you're cold-blooded Yeah, girl, you're cold-blooded Yeah, yeah, yeah
Okay, so session is done. Very mixed session. Like I'm trying not to really read too much into it. I've said multiple times lately, I don't need to be strong right now. But I think what's frustrating me, like even though energy was a little bit low coming into this, usually, I mean, that's normal for me on a Wednesday. Like that literally happens every week on a Wednesday. Midweek, my energy is always lower just because I'm up early. I'm not getting as much sleep. Like that's pretty common for me. But my motivation to train has been high. I've been really looking forward to it. I've been wanting to come in and work hard. Like mentally, I feel like I should be on track to getting back to my best and surpassing it. But it's like physically my body's just not agreeing. So squats, I went for the lower end of the range. The target RPE was like a 6.5 to a 7. And I'm not too worried if I overshoot slightly just because it's a 3-week block. So it's not the end of the world. And next week I just won't take as big of a jump essentially if I overshoot. And I know from previous like training history, I'm someone that can get away with a reasonably high intensity quite regularly, especially with squats and bench. But my 160 was the lower end of the range, and it was supposed to be, like I say, 6.5 to 7. And I would say it probably was a 7. But 160 shouldn't be a 7 for a set of 5. Like 160 is like back off weight for me. And I just don't really understand why squats have suddenly just started to feel so bad. The movement pattern just feels off. Like they don't need to be strong right now, so it's not the end of the world at all. But literally like 3 or 4 weeks ago, I remember sitting here and saying like, oh my God, my squat literally feels like a leg press at the moment. Like I literally feel like I'm so like stacked over my feet. My positioning is great. Everything feels good. I feel super solid under the bar. Like I'm literally just using my legs and utilizing them as much as possible. And like my squat felt fantastic. And then it just kind of died off after that. And it just doesn't seem to be coming back very well. And obviously it's not been that long. Like it's fine, it will. But it's just like, why is it still feeling this bad? Like 160 for 5 should be, I mean, it wasn't hard, but I really had to mentally switch on to get through that set. Like I got past the second rep and I was like, do I want to finish this set? And obviously I did. But it's just a horrible feeling for me. Like I'd understand it if I was coming into my sessions with like a half-assed attitude of, oh, I really can't bother to do this. Like, don't want to push it, whatever, it's going to be super easy, blah, blah, blah. But like, I genuinely came in wanting to work hard, and like I have been recently, like, I don't know how many times I say like in one sentence, but yeah, so I'm annoyed with squats, basically. High bar felt fine. 135 for 5 felt pretty comfortable. And then I had 2 by 6 at 120, which was super comfortable. But yeah, I'm just not happy with squats. But But maybe this is a sign. I just need more skill practice, higher frequency. I don't know. It seems to be since I took Hatfield squats out, to be honest, but I don't think it is that. I think it's just a coincidence. But we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, bench felt good. My pec felt pretty much fine, like 99% fine. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 reps where I felt a little bit of a stretch, kind of like here, but nothing like it had been. All fine. No concern from me. I think dropping the load on this day was sensible. And actually, I do genuinely think a higher frequency for bench will do me really well, and it'll be super sub-max on the extra day I add in if I do add in another day. I think temporarily I won't. Like I say, I haven't planned this yet, and it's not definitely happening. And if it does, I will sit down and talk through everything. But I do think my bench felt so much better when we went from 3 days to 4 days that potentially adding another day down the line might actually work well for me. But we'll see. We'll see. And then deadlifts, thank God, turned the session around. Felt really solid the entire way through. I'm top end of the range for everything. Everything felt comfortable. Positioning felt good. I do wonder if part of the issue with squat at the moment is that I am doing so much more volume on deadlift. I wasn't doing before. Like even when I was working with Lewis, my coach before, like my deadlift volume was pretty minimal with him. We did ascending sets on my primary and we did some like paused work on my secondary, and that was kind of it. So I do think I have really upped the volume on deadlift, and that potentially is having a bit of a carryover, especially because I do feel like with the lighter volume sets as well, I'm so aware of the fact that I'm really staying on my legs, that like my lower body is obviously going to have that extra fatigue from deadlifting. So it could partly be that, but I think that also is possibly just a bit of an excuse because I don't actually think it's having that much interference. If I could push conventional and still have my squat show up previously, then sumo in theory shouldn't have as much interference. So I don't know, but it's all fine. It could have been worse. It could have been worse. If sumo hadn't have gone well, I probably would have ended up like crying about it, but we got through, all is done. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to be upset about it. I got my accessories done as well. I definitely took my time. I didn't actually set a timer, but I think I took like 2 hours. Literally took 2 hours to train. So also very slow, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm going to wrap the video up here. I need to get a lot more steps in. I've not actually gone for a walk yet today because I warm its been and also had lots of work to get done today. I ended up working on the sofa this afternoon, which was a mistake because I was trying to send voice notes to clients and the dogs were literally just resting next to me. So that didn't really work out how I planned. But yeah, I need to get a lot of steps in as well, but I'm not going to stress too much because I can make them up throughout the rest of the week. One thing I also forgot to say, with deadlifts, using straps, that's the first time I've used straps on deadlifts before. I think we're going to get a lot of productive work in with straps. Like I said, I don't want to risk my grip becoming an actual problem on top end deadlifts. So my paused single will still have it, or still use them, and I'll probably still use them on my secondary day as well on my paused deadlifts. But I think for these, I also did, sorry, not speaking in order here, 2x6 at 120 to finish off my deadlifts, which I've been doing every single week. And I don't do those with straps either. So it's literally just my triple and then my set of 5 I'm wearing straps for. That triple, I think had I not had straps, I wouldn't have been able to get. So I do think in terms of forcing more productive work in, straps are going to be key. So I'm quite excited to see what we can do with those. It felt weird the first couple of times using them, obviously, just getting used to setting up from the bottom and things, but I think we can definitely untap some strength potential from using straps for those heavier rep sets, which is very exciting. So happy with that. Overall, the session did end on a good note, to be fair. My body feels good. I feel healthy. So I won't complain. I just need to obviously figure out what's going on with squats and just kind of be a bit more patient with them, I think. But if that just means for the next few weeks I'd have to just go lighter and load less, then so be it. I don't need to be strong right now. It's just one of those things where like my mind and my body aren't in alignment with each other. Like my mind is saying, you can do this, load it up, you're going to be fine. And my body is saying, no, you can't do this. Like it's a horrible kind of mismatch at the moment, but we'll get it. We'll figure it out. It will all be fine. Anyway, I don't have the video up here. Thank you very much. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. Please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And I will see you in a few days for the next one. Cold-blooded, yeah, girl, you cold.